This is to support my argument the seasons are a bit behind this year. Usually by mid-July, this is done. This is bees bringing in pollen and nectar. They're busy. They're getting after it. Sit, Millet. Sit down. As long as he sits back there. No. Yeah, you don't want to be there. Yeah, get back there. Hide. Sit. He'll get these bees stirred up and this video will be over just like that. I'd say most of them coming back are bringing back pollen or nectar. You can see the pollen on their pollen sacs. It rained a lot the other day, and these bees are getting busy. It's early in the morning still, about 8:30. That's what the landing board looks like when they're making honey. They're like a little airport. They're going out, zip, 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 and others are coming back. What they do is they go inside and drop off their load to another bee that's waiting to get it, and then they go back for more. There's a transfer going on inside, and not only that, they'll dance and try to recruit other bees to come with them to gather what they're gathering. Early in the morning they do that, do a lot of recruitment and dancing. They're constantly doing that all day really, but especially at this time of day. They're just starting to get warmed up here, but it's quite a bit of traffic. It's August 7th, and we're still on a honey flow, which is unusual. I bet you, let's look at these boxes. See, right here is a queen excluder, so everything down is the nest. Everything up is where they're storing their honey. I just put this box on here a week ago, maybe, or two, possibly. I'm not sure. I don't really keep track, but it was empty. I'm betting it's pretty much full of nectar at least now, and the top one's probably capped. That yellow box, that was empty too. I've already emptied both these boxes once this year, and I'm hoping to get them full again. I'm gonna have to check these. My wife's gonna go sell some honey at about 10 o'clock. I'll suit up and check and see what's going on in here. I usually don't inspect the nest. That just kind of sets them back. You're disrupting things and having them to recover. It sets them back. You don't really want to fiddle with the nest much, unless there's a problem, and then you look to see what the problem is. But I usually just get them set up in the spring and then just let them go. They either work or not. This year it's been real successful. Almost every hive I set up in production mode like this has worked and not swarmed. I've only had a couple swarms this year, and I recovered them both. They both flew into empty beehives. That's kind of the beauty of it. If you got your stuff sitting out, when you have a swarm, the bees will just move into the nearest empty beehive. They don't always do that, but it's pretty common because the queen can't fly very far. A laying queen, usually they take off with a laying queen, and they'll fly to the nearest branch on a tree and just sit there and then think and figure out where to go. And usually they don't travel more than a quarter mile. at the most. The swarm doesn't really go that far. It's interesting to watch. I've caught them when they lit on a branch, and then I went and got my stuff, and just as I got back, they're leaving. The swarm was in the air, and then you follow where it went and then try to catch it. It's kind of fun in a way, but I get real nervous because I'm like basically wandering around in people's backyards in the hood looking for bees. You could get shot or something if somebody thought you was doing the wrong thing or saw the wrong thing, or who knows. Just makes me nervous as heck. So I quit doing that, chasing the swarms door to door like I used to. And you don't want to tell people. You don't want to knock on the door, hey, I'm going through the yard because there's a swarm of bees. They'll be like, what the fuck? And why is there bees over here? And then you got to argue with them about how they're really nobody's bees until they're in a box. That's how you show possession of your bees, is that they're in your box. If they're just over there on a fence or something, then they're the world's bees. They don't belong to anyone until you catch them and put them in a box. At that point, they call them feral. Just because a swarm took off out of a beehive and landed on a fence, that makes them a feral swarm. At that point, as soon as you catch them and put them in a box, then they're domesticated again, so to speak. That's just some goofy logic, but that's how it works with bees. These guys are working today, at least till it gets too hot. I have no idea what source of pollen and nectar they're getting, but it looks kind of like light yellowish gray. Maybe a little bit of it's orange. I can look up on a chart and try to figure it out just by the pollen color. I usually don't mess with it too much. I need to get after pulling all the rest of my honey and get it harvested quickly before the fall starts turning on, and then we get a different type of honey that's not as desirable. We want the good summer stuff. Have a great day, everybody. God bless. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Bzz, bzz.